Hello, everybody. I was at the store today and I looked in the hair care section, like I like to do, and I discovered that they had the Unbrush there. This is the FHI one. It has it both on the box and on the brush, and I've been wanting to try this out for a while, so I went ahead and picked it up. I was pretty convinced already that it wouldn't be that much different than the Denman brush or really any other brush that does not have the little balls at the ends, in that it wouldn't get snagged in my hair, but it's not going to be the most amazing thing since sliced bread. I feel a lot of times people who love this brush, it's because they've never tried anything else before. So I went ahead and just tried it on this front section, and it detangled it pretty nicely. However, I would say this is kind of cheating because I had already brushed out that section earlier in the day before re-putting it back in twists. So it was kind of already detangled. So that's kind of cheating there. So then I went ahead and tried a section that I had not put the brush through, and this is just dry with no product because I wanted to see how it would work on hair that is moisturized but not wet or lubricated. And as you can see, it was more difficult than the other part that I had already detangled. It worked, but it was more resistance than I would have liked. So after I went ahead and tried that, I added some serum to it to see if that would make it easier, and it definitely helped, made it a lot better. The next step was to try on wet hair, so I grabbed my spray bottle and went ahead and added water to another section of my hair and put the brush through that, and that was better than doing it dry, but not better than doing it dry with the serum. So that was an interesting experience. The last step, of course, was to do it wet with the serum in. And I am highlighting this serum specifically because I've been using this to detangle in the shower before I go ahead and shampoo, and it has been working beautifully. So I just wanted to keep some of these variables the same here, use what I've been using for detangling recently. And hey, it worked great with the wet hair and the serum. The Unbrush went through pretty easily, but I still couldn't really get in at the roots like I wanted. A lot of times I'll start from the roots, kind of really shed hair, and then work it down. And if you've never tried that way of combing because you've always been taught that you must start at the ends, I would highly suggest you give it a try as long as you're gentle. I think it's actually better on your ends. If you just brush through your ends over and over again, since they are the most fragile part of your hair, they can have the tendency to break off, at least for me, especially since I have bleached ends. I find it does work better for me starting from the roots. Sometimes I'll go to the ends and then work my way to the roots, but I tend to do a combination of roots, ends, mids, and just kind of wherever I am not getting resistance. That is what I will do with my brushing. And in fact, really what I have learned from this whole little experiment here is the fact that I really do prefer using combs in my hair. My favorite comb right now is the one from Rev Air, but I do enjoy some wooden combs that I had picked up recently. It just seems so much gentler on my ends while still giving me a thorough detangle. So that is my review of the Unbrush here. You can see from my thumbnail, I gave it about 3 stars. It's not better than the Denman for me, and it isn't the most amazing, life-changing experience. I've tried brushes that I've liked better, and overall, combs are my favorite. It is a good brush, however. If you've never tried anything else, I can see why you would love the Unbrush, and I'm definitely going to be gifting it to somebody else with curly hair that I think would enjoy this a lot more than me. Thank you all so much for watching.